YouTube, welcome to Jackie's Literary Corner. I'm Jackie, and it's time for a bookish update on what I'm currently reading. So, I am almost done with Lords of the North. It's so hard to talk about. I can't really talk a lot about this book because I don't know if any of you guys that are watching my videos have read the series yet. But so far I'm really enjoying it. It's really fun. It does, of course, because of it's set during the Viking era. You know, the way there are aspects of it that I don't entirely love, like how female characters are treated and talked to. I mean, there are female characters that are loved and respected by the main character Uhtred and other characters. But there's also female characters that are not treated very well. But I mean, this is history. This stuff happened. You cannot, sadly, I can't erase that it happened. This is sadly how it was for women. So, but other than that, it's still a really good book. A really great series. You know, I'm enjoying Uhtred's adventures. I mean, he is a very young and arrogant man. Finds himself getting in troublesome situations. But he keeps going back, and he can't get away from Alfred. That's for sure. He can't get away from Alfred or Christianity. And I feel so bad for him because he's surrounded by Christians who are trying to get him to change his religion. And as I've said, I don't think that's right, to force your religion or to make someone believe that your religion is the wrong one and that your religion is evil or whatever. I don't think that's right. Everyone has a right to believe what they want, whether you are religious or not. And I think that, to me, that will push people away if you try to force your religious beliefs. Now, of course, they're not mean about it, or I feel like they're not entirely aggressive about it. They're more passive-aggressive in their approach to trying to convert. I mean, they're in the middle of a war, so that's pretty aggressive, but, you know, when the characters like Alfred are interacting, or Hild are interacting with Uhtred, you know, they're saying things like, you know, you need to convert to Christianity, or like, Christianity will save you, and, you know, Christianity is the good side, and oh, we're doing what's right, and this saint told us, or this God told us, and we're in the right, so it makes it okay. And Alfred is starting, all I'm going to say is Alfred is starting to realize that maybe it'll be hard to resolve the whole situation peacefully. That piece is out of the question. I do like Alfred. You know, I think he's just this is wishful thinking, and he's still trying so hard to, you know, but he's starting to realize that, yeah, this won't be as peacefully resolved. Because once you're, you know, in this chaotic mess, you know, it's hard to climb out of it into, you know, you always feel like you have to do some, you know, you try to resolve things peacefully, but then are the other people on the same page as you, and that's what you got to worry about. But I do like that, you know, Uhtred is genuinely, I feel like, despite him not liking Alfred, saying he doesn't like Alfred, or Alfred saying he doesn't like Uhtred, I think there is a friendship building, and, you know, still somewhat of a respect. Because he does, well, how can I say that? He does, like, consider, consider what Alfred does, and has a what would Alfred do kind of feelings situation, not for himself, but for another character. And they, you know, so he does go through, you know, he goes through a lot of crap in this book. And it's just it's hard to talk about this because, like I said, I don't know if you guys have read the rest of the other two, I think it's two? Yeah, the other two books yet. So it's hard for me to talk about this, but either way, it's so far it's really good. And they're very quick reads. I feel like I'm almost done. You know, I'm already on part 3, which is chapter 8. I mean, there's still a good chunk, but I think I could get this done sooner rather, get this done ideally before Christmas. Okay, so, I also finally got back to Mordew by Alex Phoebe. Maybe it's Phoebe. I think it might be Phoebe. Alex Phoebe. And, which, by the way, Mordew is the place, by the way. And, the power that I mentioned last time I talked about this book was, he has the spark. Nathan has the spark. This special power that he can hurt people and potentially kill them. Also, I don't think I talked about in where they live, where Nathan lives is the slums, where the mud is alive, basically, and it creates these creatures that live and can harm you and come after you. And he also, like I said the last time I talked about, he joined a gang, or he was being recruited to join a gang by this kid named Gam. It's a gang of 3 people, and although one of the characters in Joe's he has like 2 people, so I wonder if he has DID, if he has multiple personality or DID or something, or maybe he's a representation of I don't know. I'm trying, because it's weird. He's 2 people in one body, so I don't know if he's a representation or something or not. But and this girl, and a girl as well, that was, I think, was with him and Gam when they got taken to the master. And he's looking for medicine for his father. So Gam brings him to this guy named Padge, but he only eats a little bit of medicine, and it temporarily works, but he needs more. So he's like willing to join Gam and his gang and go on these missions to steal the stuff. And actually, when I'm reading this, I keep getting vibes of Oliver Twist. Like, this gang feels like the gang of pickpockets in Oliver Twist. Now, Nathan is very different from Oliver's character. He's not as innocent and angelic as, and has more dimension to him than Oliver. And of course, Padge is like the Fagin character in Oliver Twist. Gam is the Artful Dodger. And he also has a very similar persona to Dodger, where he's very charming and witty and he's a lot smarter than the others. Like, they have their own huge library in their hideout. And he's definitely a lot smarter, but he's also puts them in danger to get things done. And he always tries to provoke Gam, and when he always tries to provoke Nathan. And there's one scene where he knows that Nathan likes the girl that's in their group, Prissy, and he puts her out as bait so that maybe that will provoke Nathan from using the spark, and it does. So he's that kind of, Gam is that kind of person who will put you at risk just to get you, get her a reaction if he needs you to react. Because a lot of times, of course, magic powers in fantasy stories are always provoked by, your emotions. They're always triggered by how you, if you get mad or something, or a fear response. So yeah, I definitely have a lot more to say. There's a lot of tension in the group. Nathan's already ready to leave. He doesn't want to stick around anymore. But Gam and Padge kind of manipulate him into staying, I feel like. And because they know he needs more medicine, but he doesn't want to owe Padge any favors. Because that's what Padge's price is. He's like, I'll give you the medicine, but you will owe me a favor in return. There's also with the dialogue, it feels very, Dickensian with the dialogue and everything. It's the way the gang speaks to each other and the way they interact with Padge. very much reminds me of Oliver Twist as well, and a Dickens novel. So yeah, that's really all I gotta say. I do appreciate that. I feel like I can read a lot in this because the chapters are not super long. So I feel like, that can help. Like I'm on page 172. So now we haven't met the master again, but I'm guessing he's going to show up later, in the halfway point. We're going to see him again and find out what the deal is, why he didn't want Nathan in the first place. Like, why is he against someone using the spark? And I'm guessing, the spark means that you're a threat to the master. And the other characters, and he prefers kids that don't have the spark yet, so they're not a threat to him. So yeah, those are the only 2 books I'm focusing on. I have not picked up The Heart of the Sea again, but I did read, like I said, I did read the first chapter of that book. But I will pick it up again. I want to, by the way, I did look up the shipping news and I saw the trailer, and maybe the reason why I got it mixed up with it because I think the titles probably have like the Tom Hanks movie and the shipping news have similar titles, or at least they have one word in there that's the same. I don't know. I didn't look up that, but I did look up the trailer for the shipping news. It looks like an older, at least an early 2000s movie starring Kevin Spacey, Cate Blanchett, Julianne Moore, and Judi Dench. Judi Dench is in there as well. It sounded really good, and now watching the trailer made me want to pick it up. But I have this, I seem to have this bad habit of I hear about a book on watching the trailer, and I have the book, or like people talking about it on BookTube, and it's like all of a sudden I want to pick up that book if it's a book that I've been meaning to read or read again, like reread. Like I just watched Katie from Books and Things is doing a Mega Dickens read along the past 2 years, and I mean since last year, and she was just finished reading David Copperfield not too long ago, so I watched her video on her discussing David Copperfield, and all of a sudden I wanted to reread it again because I did read it and it is one of my favorite Dickens. But I have not finished Dombey and Son, so I need to finish that one first. But yeah, I need a good just pick it up and read only that book. Just focus on that book, or just take a whole day to read that. I wouldn't finish it, of course, but just focus on that book. And so, by the way, also, I know I did the end of the year tag where I said one of the questions is a book that you want to finish by the end of the year, and I did put Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. And I realized that's probably not going to happen either. Like I said, if I picked it up now, maybe, but I don't see myself picking up right now anyway. Like maybe I'll wait until the end of the year, like maybe start reading again on New Year's. I mean, I might surprise myself and pick it up, be motivated to pick it up. I mean, ideally, hopefully, maybe I'll be motivated to pick it up after Christmas, possibly, I don't know. But anyway, so I feel like I shouldn't do that end of the year tag anymore, or just be more cautious with answering that question of what books do you think you'll finish by the end of the year, or what books do you want to finish by the. I think at least being more self-aware when answering that particular question, because there's always that longer 500 plus page books that I want to finish, and I never do. And the moment I say I'm going to, then it's like puts pressure on me, and all of a sudden I'm not interested in reading anymore. I mean, or at least not that I'm not interested, but I'm just not ready to read it, like right now, But anyway, so yeah, maybe I just won't do that tag anymore. maybe just do a video where I list all the books that I want to read before the end of the year, and just think about it a little bit more. What am I capable of actually finishing by the end of the year? And look at, of course, how much time do I have for the end of the year? Like, do I have 2 months or a month to finish books by the end of the year? So anyway, that is my currently reading update. I hope you guys are doing all right and enjoying your reading. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Click subscribe if you haven't. Click the bell notification below if you want to be notified about my latest videos. And I hope things are going well for you, like I said, and I hope you're enjoying your reading. And I will talk to y'all later. All right, bye.